Hi besties, it's your girl, your friendly neighborhood otaku bestie, Scarrlet Uzumaki, back with another video. I'm so glad that you can make it back here today, besties. It's wonderful to see you all again, and it's wonderful to see the Bestieverse thriving. And also, I've noticed something else. There's a new bestie out there. Hello, new bestie. Let me just... There you go. Little head pat for you, bestie. Little head pat for you. Make sure that you subscribe to my videos and make sure that you join the Bestieverse so you can get all the little head pats. Okay, besties, today we are talking about a situation which graced the news regarding the cosplay community, and this happened as of recording today 3 days ago. So sit down, grab a cup of tea, stay hydrated, have some water, and if you're busy, have me on in the background and let's discuss today's topic. So today we are going to talk about the situation, but also cosplay etiquette, as this plays into how the situation carried out, or for lack of better terms, without cosplay etiquette, this is what happens. So besties, the situation begins on August 30th. A 16-year-old was on their way to a convention in Hammersmith known as London Anime and Gaming Con. But this cosplayer was cosplaying from the Resident Evil franchise, and they were kitted out in military style uniform with a prop rifle. And on their way to the convention, they were seen by a few people who mistaken this teenager for an active shooter. Now, after seeing who they thought was a shooter walking around the streets of London, people started to call in and even tweet about it on X, as you know, they were scared. They thought somebody was walking around London, possibly going to go to Chelsea Football Club and harm some people. And as a result, the Metropolitan Police stepped in and arrested this teenaged cosplayer. However, after they arrested him, they did realise that they were not in fact a shooter and were just somebody who was cosplaying. But despite this, that teenager is still in police custody and could even face criminal charges due to the disturbance that they have unfortunately now caused. In my personal opinion, there isn't anything wrong with going to cosplay conventions dressed completely in your cosplay of choice. However, if you are going to do so, you need to learn how to read the room. And by this, I mean you need to decide, is what you are wearing appropriate? You know, it's very easy for new cosplayers and young cosplayers to go on Instagram, to go on TikTok, and they just see cosplayers out in the wild, in public, dressed completely in their cosplay gear, and they think it's okay for them to do so. But what they are not seeing is that these cosplayers who are outside in the wild with their entire cosplay being worn, they aren't doing so with weapons. Even though this cosplay had a prop weapon, which could have been like plastic or foam, it was realistic enough that somebody believed it was a gun and alerted the authorities. And I do believe the prop gun in combination with his cosplay outfit was enough to convince the average passerby that this was an active shooter. And I do think the only way to avoid this in future is to simply put your gun in your bag or even get ready at the convention itself. So when it comes to cosplay etiquette, it's not about spoiling your fun. It's not about spoiling your costume. It's not about stopping you from living your best life, besties. It's about keeping you and others safe. Because when I was reading this story, I thought about just how traumatizing it must have been for that 16-year-old to be pushed face down to the ground, to be surrounded by all those officers when they knew they did nothing wrong. Sure, they made a mistake, but they didn't mean no harm, and yet they were treated like they were essentially a criminal, being pushed down to the ground. It must have been so traumatizing for them. And imagining how traumatizing it must have been for their family. Imagine thinking your child is having fun at a convention, only to get a call that your child is at the police station and you have no idea what's happened, so you may think the worst. So on the back of this, besties, if you are a parental guardian or if you have younger siblings, please let them know about cosplay etiquette. Let them know if what they are wearing outside is going to be appropriate. This may be the first time that a cosplayer has been arrested due to their cosplay props being too realistic, but it isn't the first time that a cosplayer has been out in the wild with cosplay props that look like realistic weapons. And I think that as older people in the cosplay community and more experienced cosplayers, we have a duty of care to these new cosplayers, to these young cosplayers especially. It may sound like I'm being over the top, but we do have a duty of care. We need to make sure that we, as a community, are instilling cosplay etiquette, because we don't want to end up with somebody getting locked up. And you also have to remember that because a large majority of the cosplay community is neurodivergent, we may not have much of an understanding when it comes to social cues and social etiquette. So it's really important for the more experienced cosplayers out there to instill into the cosplay community the do's and don'ts of how to act when you are in cosplay. Because you have to remember, how you act in cosplay is how you are reflecting the community. It's very important that we have social etiquette when it comes to cosplay. It's very important that we have cosplay etiquette. Why? Because we need to keep each other safe, besties. You need to know when it's appropriate to take your props out in public. Now, if you're doing a photo shoot, yes, of course, bring out the gun. But be careful of where you're doing a photo shoot. Do it in a secluded area. Don't do it in the middle of a busy street and start waving your gun around. If you have a katana, don't be walking around on London Underground with a katana in your hand. If you have a baseball bat wrapped with barbed wire, don't walk around on the bus with that. Somebody may think you're going to cause trouble. They may alert the police. You need to learn when it's appropriate. And if you are unsure because you don't really understand why it's not appropriate to walk around with a fake prop, no matter how realistic or unrealistic it looks, reach out to other experienced cosplayers. There are cosplay groups. And if you feel comfortable, reach out to me. I'm always happy to answer your DMs. I'm happy to give you advice. If you need advice, reach out to somebody. It won't hurt you, but what will hurt you is having a criminal record. What will hurt you is being locked up. They won't let you out. They won't let you out because you're locked up. So remember, besties, make sure to ask someone if you're unsure about cosplay etiquette. Make sure to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, do I look threatening? Ask online if you are unsure. And make sure that you keep safe, besties, because we don't want you to be locked up due to just one silly mistake. I really hope that this young person doesn't have a criminal record for the rest of their life. I really hope this young person learns from this. And not only this young person, but the cosplayers in the cosplay community as a whole. And besties, don't hold your desire to look cosplay accurate over your own safety. It's okay to put the rifle in your bag before you leave the house and walk out without a weapon. It's okay. I would much rather you not look cosplay accurate. I'd much rather you not look character accurate than be in jail. Disassemble the katana. Disassemble the giant bat. Put it in your bag. Don't have it out in your hand so people can think that you're just a menace to society. Be safe, besties. Make better choices so you can have fun at the convention. Because unfortunately, he didn't make it to the convention because he got arrested. We want you to make it to the convention. Okay, besties, that's all I have time for today, and I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the situation. What do you think should have been done instead to help mitigate the situation? What do you think should have happened in order for this young man not to have been arrested? And make sure you like this video to let me know if you want to see more like it. And also, do you like my hair? Let me shake it. Do you like it? No, you don't like it, you hate it, don't you? Alright, besties, see you soon, and stay tuned for the next installment of this channel. Take care, bestie verse. Bye guys, see you soon. Bye.